The last major evidence given by evolutionists in favor of their theory is that we can see, even today, new species being developed. So therefore, if we can get a new species now, surely throughout the history of the world, millions of years, we would have gotten a new species, all the different new species that we see in life. Now the problem with this is, it depends how you define a species. We don't really see brand new things coming about. We've been breeding dogs, for example, and all sorts of other animals for years and years and years. And our dog breeds, they've gotten big. We have the Great Dane. They've gotten small. We have the Chihuahua. But they're still dogs, okay? They've never turned into something else. We can't give them an extra leg or make them see in a different light spectrum or something. They still have all the features they originally had as dogs, but maybe they're bigger or smaller, faster, better sense of smell, specialized breeds, but the fact is that they are still the original species that they started off with. And the same is true for almost every example. Every time a scientist will announce that they have a new species, what they've really done is maybe in a lab they've managed to create a weird genetic isolation thing that's different from the rest of the species, and they're calling it a new species. Or you just have a whole species that splits in half and they don't live together anymore, and so they never interbreed and have children when they call it a new species. One of the things we do see is adaptation to the environment. So bacteria strains, for example, do have some features where they might resist an antibiotic or something. Well, that's an adaptation. It's still the same E. coli bacteria or something, for example. So the idea is that some organisms maybe change, but they don't become brand new species. In fact, a lot of times the changes that we do see are actually in some ways built in. A whole population might adapt to their environment much faster than evolution actually predicts. And it's because they're not doing a random search, they're not doing a random mutations to get there. They've actually got built into themselves some capacity to maybe adapt to a cold year, for example. They switch over, grow more fur, and actually even have a different genetic component to their bodies, but it still is the same species, and the changes are actually kind of built in, not so much even randomness that evolution likes to talk about so much.